Happy Friday, September 25th, 2020. Welcome to the Three Things I Learned in SaaS, Sports, Tech, and Live Events from a very empty office where I've been alone since March. We got to move. In live events, there are a lot of professionals who seem to believe that they can just hang out and they'll come back to the way things were. While many of us and many other companies out there are using the cover of night or the indifference of people who are staying away from live events to really make generational changes. There's a terrific history of some of these who used that cover of night or massive downturns. One would be Honda creating the motorcycle using the rubble of World War II. Some using oppressive bias. Malcolm Gladwell writes in Outliers about how the Jewish litigation and corporate takeover attorneys of the 70s and 80s couldn't get work outside of that kind of law, which wasn't lucrative at the time. They became experts and it became a lucrative practice. Walter Isaacson and Steve Levy talk about the innovators and hackers. They write about how men in the 40s, 50s, and 60s wanted to do hardware jobs, where the women like Grace Hopper, Jean Jennings, and Betty Snyder, who were overlooked for those hardware jobs, created chunks of the framework that become our current computing today by writing code, creating COBOL, and things like that. I talked to a lot of executives, friends, job seekers, who are cutting out on Thursday and Friday to play golf at 2 o'clock. They seem to believe this is some kind of vacation. Some others who seem to believe that they're going to be able to go back to whatever job they had. It's not going to be there. And it's not going to be there the way we left it. So I would really pay attention to those who are using the dark of night to make hay on what they believe the future is going to be in ticketing. That's number one. Just know you're leaving this decision to a politician in a costume. This is something that was told to me by one of our mentors when we have to go to court on things. Lawsuits are going to start ratcheting up more. We saw the NHRA and Coca-Cola. We've seen Under Armour and UCLA. We are entering budget season. And in budget season, companies are going to start looking at 2021. And all of the friendly back and forth, which we warned was not going to last for very long with the teams deferring payments and that sort of thing, that's going to come to an abrupt halt in the next 4 months. I don't think some of these companies are going to get the answers that they're looking for because force majeure has already been defined from the bench over the years. And I have a feeling that the ones that are trying to dip out on bills aren't going to get the results they want. As Kathy says in A Few Good Men, and he's so right, and every lawyer I've ever had reminds me of this, it does not matter what we can think. It only matters what we can prove. I think we're up for a really ugly next 6 months. That's number two. Finally, number three, when somebody builds something big and beautiful, others only have two choices: to tear yours down or to build their own. It's a lot easier to tear other people's stuff down. My daughter is 10. She started a rock garden. It is beautiful. It is on a busy street. We have sat her down to try to give her the advantage of knowing that it will be destroyed. And when it does get destroyed, we will rebuild it, and we will continue to do that. Do the same with your reputation. Do the same with your pipeline. Do the same with your partners. Do the same as you grow. As you grow, your competitors, stakeholders, all these different people, they're going to get envious, they're going to get spiteful, they're going to get jealous, and then the nonsense comes, the excuses, the lies, the attacks, and the lawsuits. If you know those things are coming, and you continue to focus on what's good and on the people around you that are good, it won't bring you down. My dad used to say when I was a kid all the time, if you run into a cop, a firefighter, or a judge, you're either going to get a super authentic, really gracious, wonderful person who appreciates everybody and all the good that's around them. And every now and then, unfortunately, there are some that they've just seen so much bad stuff that it's jaded them. And you don't see them smile all that much. Build your big, beautiful building. Be great at what you do. We'll support you and cheer along the way. That's it for this week. We'll catch everybody next week on The Three Things.